So in this video, we're going to talk about how to write the equation of a line, or how to find the equation of the line. So we need to understand a couple things. So there's a couple different ways that we can find the equation of a line, but in general, all of the ways, eventually you need to know slope. So to find the equation of a line, or I should say to write the equation of a line, we need two things. The first thing is slope, and the second thing is a point. So some problems you're given the slope and the point, some problems you have to find the slope, but you have to be given at least one point. So, and there's a couple different forms for the equation of the line. In this video, we're going to focus on slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form. So in slope-intercept form, it is of the form y equals mx plus b. And m, as we said before, that's the slope. And b is what is called the y-intercept. So it's where the graph crosses the y-axis. So let's say I had a graph here and it's maybe crossed here at 3. Let's say it was here at -2. Okay, so let's say that was my line, right? This right here, that's the y-intercept. And so in this case, b, because this point here is 3, b would be 3. But we're usually not given the graph to try to find the equation of the line. We're usually given other information. So for example, find the equation, or really I should say, rather than find, I really should say write. That's the correct term. Write the equation of the line given A, the points 9, -2, and slope -2/3. Okay, so a couple things. In the problem, they gave me a point, and they gave me the slope. So this slope here that they give me, this is m. And so when I'm trying to plug into my slope-intercept form here, I know what m is. They did not tell me what the y-intercept was. So I need to plug in the y and the x to be able to figure out what b is. So that's what I'm going to do first. So we're starting with y equals mx plus b. Remember, this is the x, this is the y. And this is a specific one. We usually call it like x1 and y1. So it's not the generic x and y, it's just one specific point on the graph. And so if I plug in, I would have -2 equals our slope, -2/3, times the x, which is 9, plus b. So -2 is equal to, so the 3's here would cancel, I'd have -6 plus b, and I would add 6 to both sides, so b would be 4. And so now I found b, and I found m. And so the other important thing to remember is that when you want to write the equation of the line, we're only going to be plugging in for m and b. The y and the x are going to stay as a y and an x. So the equation in this case would be y equals, I'm going to plug in for m, so -2/3, but I'm not going to put in for x, plus what our b was, which in this case was 4. So that's what we're looking for. So your equations of lines should still have variables in them. So let's try another example here. So it has the point -4, 2, and a slope of 5/4. So again, we're going to start with y equals mx plus b. In this case, they gave me m, and I'm going to use this x1 and y1 to help me find b. So 2 is equal to 5/4 times -4 plus b. So 2 is equal to -5 plus b. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. So b is equal to 7. And then remember, the only things we're going to plug in for, so we're going to come over here to write our answer. So y equals mx plus b, but now I'm only going to plug in for the m and the b. So the equation of the line is going to be y equals 5/4 x plus 7. So the most important stuff to remember is you want to plug the point and the slope in at first to find the b, but then once you find b, once you know the slope and you know the y-intercept, you're only going to plug those two things in so that you can get that and the equation of the line. So the equation of the line is still going to have the y and the x. You're not actually going to plug in for those.